bodies, our choice. Our bodies, our choice. Our bodies, our choice.
Now, Congleton Radio are down at Congleton Town Centre, and there's a protest going on with the Women's Equality Party. We've got the leader, Kay Wesley. Councillor Kay Wesley, how are you? What's all this about?
Well, all this is about women's rights and women's reproductive rights. I'm not actually the leader of the party anymore. That's been handed over to my colleague, Louise Bailey, but I'm still a councillor here. And the Women's Equality Party believes that a woman has the right to choose whether to proceed with a pregnancy or not. And that is in tune with most people. So nearly 90% of people in the UK believe a woman has the right to choose. It's her choice what happens to her body. But unfortunately, our law is quite ambiguous. So at the moment, the law, as it stands, is from the 19th century, and it's a criminal offence for a woman to actually go to a clinic and get an abortion on her own. What she needs to do is get the permission of 2 doctors in order to get that health care. It's the only healthcare situation where a woman has to get the consent of the doctor instead of the doctor getting the consent of the patient. And we think that's wrong. We think that right should be enshrined in the law that a woman has the right to choose. Otherwise, it's ambiguous and doctors are very uncomfortable. The BMA says the law should be changed so that it's a woman's right and the doctor is serving the patient. And we believe that that's the way it should be. And not all our MPs believe that. Again, 90% of them are in tune with us. But unfortunately, our MP here in Congleton, Fiona Bruce, has voted consistently against abortion and against women's reproductive rights. And we think the people who are voting for Fiona Bruce need to know about that, which is why we're here.
Now, you've led quite a few protests, normally outside Fiona Bruce's office. You've had a change of venue. Were you a bit fed up with that and thought, we'll do the town centre instead?
Well, this is a topic where I think there's a lot of confusion, and we felt it was really important to talk to people. Obviously, the Women's Equality Party is in favour of abortion to be safe, within safe limits, and be conducted properly. And indeed, we campaigned for the ability to take abortion pills at home, which the government has now passed that law, and as a result of that, most abortions now take place within the very, very early weeks. 86% of them are just medical abortions with a pill, and within 10 weeks. So abortion is becoming safer in this country. What people maybe don't realise is Fiona Bruce actually voted against that law. She voted against the right for women to take abortions safely at home, pills at home, which again doctors say overwhelmingly that's the preferable way of going about it, and Fiona Bruce tried to block that as well. So we felt that it's quite a complex issue. It's important to have conversations with people, and we've had a lot of conversations with people this morning, and almost everyone we've spoken to feels very strongly that this is correct, that women should have a right to choose, and that forced pregnancy, like forced marriage, it's abuse. No one should be forced to have something happen to their body that they don't want to happen. So the vast majority of people, almost everyone we've spoken to, is in agreement, and most people didn't know about the view of our local MP, so we felt it was important to have those conversations.
Now, there is a pro-life movement, isn't there? So you disagree with that totally?
We believe the pro-life movement is an anti-woman movement. I don't know whether you've read the book or seen the TV series called A Handmaid's Tale, where women are forced to become chattels and just vessels for having babies. Honestly, the pro-life movement is badly named because they're not pro-women's lives and not pro-vulnerable women's lives. What about a woman? If a woman can't afford to have a child, doesn't want to have a child, why should she be forced to pursue that pregnancy? We believe it's a way of enslaving women and taking us back to the days when women had no choices about their lives. And it has to be stopped. 90% of people in the UK agree with us. So I'm sorry, it's out of step to suggest that women shouldn't have these choices.
Now, I did say that it was a women's equality thing that you're doing here today, but we've got an independent, Mr. Mark Edwardson, an independent councillor, and you've joined in, unless you've joined the Women's Equality Party and it's breaking news.
No, I'm still not party politically affiliated, Stuart. I'm still an independent. I want everybody to be assured of that. Yeah. The reason I'm here is, Kay has actually explained my thoughts almost entirely as well. I find it really, really difficult to believe that even now, we're talking about a lack of equality, how can I put it, we're talking about women's rights and women's equality as an issue still. How can that be actually true? When, so much work has been done, admittedly, but why don't women have equality already? Why is it not already here? Why do they still have to organise demonstrations like this to tell the rest of the world that actually things aren't all rosy in the garden? That really, really irritates me. I would have thought by now we'd have been civilised enough as a society. We've had 3 female prime ministers, let's not forget, in the last 40 years. Why is equality and why are women's rights still such an issue? And that's something I'd really like to get to the bottom of. The other thing I'm here for as well is political. And it's about Fiona Bruce, our MP, and her association with this fundamentalist Christian hard right organisation, ADF. It's not just about abortion for me, as far as they're concerned. It's about a creeping fascism in this country. And my belief is that she is allowing herself to be used at least as a stooge, if not a willing participant, in the facilitation of a creeping fascism in the UK. We've already seen lots and lots of hard-right MPs become cabinet ministers in this country. I believe that Fiona Bruce wants to take it one stage further. That's why she's involved with this organisation. Yes, they're anti-abortion, which is wrong, but they're also, I think, there are far more insidious things that they want to do, and I think abortion is just the sort of the headline issue. There's lots of things under the. I mean, you know what? Who knows what their agenda is? I've a strong suspicion, looking at where they're from, the Christian fundamentalist right in America, and look at what a success that's been. I mean, the country's in near chaos because of them. Why do we want it here, and why does Fiona Bruce want to facilitate it? I want that question answered.
And of course, there's plenty of rumours, Kay, that you could be running against Fiona in the election.
Are there plenty?
Yes, there's plenty. Well, you and Rob Morton.
Who started those rumours?
I don't know. I have no idea. But them are the rumours. You and the Mayor, Rob Morton, who's an independent, could be running against Fiona Bruce. Now, Rob won't come on record and say for sure. Will you come on record and say for sure if you are going to run?
What I will go on the record and say is it's very important that Congleton gets rid of Fiona Bruce at the next election. And everyone we've spoken to this morning agrees with that. I don't know where these people are that are voting for her, but they're certainly not here in town today. So let's hope that happens and we get a new MP next time round.
Well, there you go.
Bruce out.